My microphone. Okay. Hey, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where today I'm going to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It is not going to happen this video, but that's okay. I'm going to live about another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
Y'all, we just had an aftershock. Oh Lord. We had an earthquake this morning. It wasn't big, but hello, please like, share, and subscribe. Um, Welcome in.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. We have Shani in the building. She was here first. Real City is with us as well today. We appreciate you. And anybody else who's not who's afraid to comment, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We still see you and we acknowledge you too. Shout out to the replay gang. Please also subscribe to Keywan J. She is in the building as well. We appreciate you being here, Keywan. You guys, please subscribe to Mrs. Best. Any reviews or recaps I don't cover on my channel, it's because we cover on her channel. And I promise you today, we are going to do a live that covers 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. This episode was a hot ass mess. Y'all do not want to miss that. We will be live on Mrs. Best channel after we're done with Married to Medicine. You guys,
James is finally starting to come to the dark side with some of my ignorant shows. It's a
yeah,
guilty pleasure. Also, happy Black History Month. In honor of Black History Month, subscribe to Somebody Black. Myself, James,
absolutely.
Keywan, Shana. Your pick of the litter. I'm just saying.
Yes, subscribe. Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to get into this. It's not going to be long, you guys. This is not going to be my standard recap of the episode because I feel like I'm not going to give Karen all that. I'm sorry. I'm just not. So what I am going to do is I am going to describe some of the scenes and then we're going to go to her and Andy's question. So Karen finally gets released out of prison. We saw a snippet of this last week where she's in the car. She's clenching her hands together. She gets home. She's greeted by her daughter, Ray, her sister, who I love because she had the number to her lipstick. She used to crack me up back in the day. That sister is here. Um, it was nice. It was very nice to see. And Andy drops by. And when Andy drops by, he's meeting her son. He's never met her son before, so that was the first time. And her son, held it down for Karen. He handled all the business. He made sure, that financially they were going to be okay. He did everything while Karen was gone. He did visit her. He said it was hard to see her in that kind of capacity, which I think that's hard for anybody to see their parent in that capacity. So, we appreciate that. She had the little cousin there, who I think is so cute, by the way. He was there. And yeah, so Andy got through his question, or he got to his questions. And I'm not going through all of them because Karen deflected and bullshit. So, deflecting bullshit number one is that Karen says she does not have 4 DUIs. She only has 2. She had one from 20 years ago, and she has this current one today. The other 2 were just mishaps that she did drink and drive. I said, Karen, come on. Karen, this is what I be talking about with Karen. This is what I be talking about with Karen. She can't call Stacy. I'm gonna read her for filthing on the reunion. I
I'm
know
gonna
because
just I'm gonna say this. My cousin Montez, shout out to Montez. Hey girl. She's actually an entertainment attorney, and her twin sister, because twins one of my family, y'all. That's why I'm scared to have kids. Is an attorney as well. They're both different types of attorneys, but they both love Potomac and had called me. I didn't know they subscribed to your channel, James. And I think Kara's full of it. There's no way in any state that you're going to get a DUI and it be counted as a mishap. They may let you off what's common and say you don't have to do jail time, go do community service,
right.
pay a fine, do a class if you're in California, but they're not going to just erase that. The other thing is, even you can get a DUI, you could get a DWI, you don't even got to be behind the wheel of a car. So it's like, Karen, we saw, because I know they filmed this just a week after she got out. We saw the documents from the county that you live in showing that you have a criminal record. If something gets dismissed, it's not going to show up if people look for it. So I'm like, why would you come on TV and lie?
Yeah, exactly. I just felt it was crazy. Um Andy also, asked her about, her alcohol consumption along with what she reveals as prescription drugs. She says that she's been having a problem with prescriptions for a while, and that's why she went to rehab while they were filming the reunion because she wanted to do that. Now, at this time, Karen said that she had still not watched the footage back of what she was like the night of her arrest. Her lawyers had told her you need to watch the footage. She said she just couldn't see herself. So she said that they offered her a plea deal, and Andy said he read online that the plea deal was for her to do just a few months, and Karen said she never got that plea deal, that was not true. I don't know if I believe that either. I don't know if I believe that they didn't offer her a lighter plea deal. I think that to me, I think they went the full force because she was refusing to see herself, and then the show didn't help either because she kept saying, "We're going to see the truth. We're going to see the truth." She kept saying this, and I'm just like, okay. So when they release that footage, you better be ready for what it is. Because to me, the way they were handling it, it didn't seem like Karen was in any way, shape, or form innocent of this night. So when she said she did not watch that footage, that was the foolish mistake she made. She didn't watch the footage until she got into the program, and then the counselor made her watch it. I don't believe that either. I believe the counselor made her watch it, but I think Karen did see it beforehand. I just don't believe her. Mrs. Best, do you believe Karen didn't see that footage before going to rehab?
No, I think that Karen is lying about a lot of things. She, number one, she's not really admitting to having an alcohol problem. She's trying to make it seem like mixing prescription drugs and alcohol was the issue. If you have an alcohol problem, I mean, she said the prescription drug was Lexapro. That is an antidepressant. If you drink on Lexapro, it will make you loopier and increase the effects of alcohol, but it's not going to make you the way that Karen was. How do I know? I was on Lexapro for 7 years. So I don't like that she's trying to make it seem like something that it isn't. Also, antidepressants are not the class of drug that would generally cause any type of a dependency, even chemically. It doesn't generally interact with much. So it's kind of strange that she's saying half of what she's saying. I think she's just doing this because realistically, without saying what happened in the interview, it seems like in order for her to get sober and in order for her to heal, like most addicts, she's probably going to have to walk away from her day to day and what she's been accustomed to, which is Ray. The state of their marriage prior to her going in was not the best. So I don't know. I just feel like she's doing this so that she could keep her job because she needs her job to pay her fines and save her money so she can probably move on from Ray. Hell.
Yeah. Shannon, you are right. It was house arrest. I'm sorry. I got the charges wrong. Forgive me, y'all. I didn't really pay much attention because Karen was full of shit either way. I do believe that. I believe she saw it. How do you get addicted to antidepressants? It's actually very easy, and it's very common to get addicted to that. Because the thing about it is, a lot of people do it for the side
No,
effect.
no, it is not. That is false information. That is a professional opinion based on statistics that could be pulled up. People don't generally get addicted to antidepressants. People get addicted to the chemical imbalance that is created when they mix antidepressants with things such as alcohol. If you mix an antidepressant with a Vicodin, it's not going to change the effect that it has. If you mix an antidepressant with an NSAID class drug, or if you mix it with a steroid, it's not going to give you that impact. Karen is bullshitted. You cannot sit up here and tell us you have a Lexapro addiction. It don't work that way. So you are correct, Rose City. It does not work that way. But yes, you can get addicted to opioids. Those are highly addictive. You can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She saw the rest of the video before. One of the reasons I think she didn't come to the reunion, she was embarrassed. She didn't want nobody calling her Tom and Chip. I think Karen, this is my opinion. Karen didn't want to come because she didn't want to face Giselle. That's my opinion. I feel like with the other ladies, she could kind of read that off, but because Giselle knew her at the time of the first deal, I think that's why she didn't want to come.
I actually feel opposite. I think that Karen, though her and Giselle have been there, I don't think Giselle is somebody. that Karen would care if sees her in a certain state, if that makes sense. I think their friendship is probably a little better than it's perceived to be on the show. But I do think that she was afraid that like Wendy or one of the other women who were still there would have read her for filth, which is likely. I feel like Giselle wouldn't have done too much and didn't have enough of a season during that season that happened because she was trying to keep her cool and keep her job after her bestie left. So I don't feel like it was that, but she definitely was embarrassed.
No, she was embarrassed. And the reason why I say that with Giselle, I just feel like she couldn't bullshit in the same way in Giselle's presence. That's why I said that. I feel like she wouldn't be able to pull this story like she did with Andy. There's Andy was even confused and perplexed in a lot of her statements because it didn't make sense. That's why I said when you have a friend, there's certain friends you can't just bullshit with like you can other people because they're going to call your bluff. They're going to know that there's other things and other situations outside of the show that would probably dignify everything that you're saying, like or
Her
everything you're going
parents
through.
known stuff like that for seasons about Giselle. Like I'm sure there's a lot that she knows that, and vice versa about each other. I don't know. I think Karen just doesn't like accountability, which is kind of most of this cast, if we're being.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I agree. So, so she gets arrested. She goes there, and then she was absent from the reunion. Andy plays what some of the ladies had said at the reunion. We get to, Ashley telling that story about, this man saying that Karen used to day drink at the restaurant, the legal seafood place. Now, Karen did admit to that. Karen said, oh, yeah, there was plenty of times I was day drinking up in there. So Ashley is not wrong about that. Now, where Ashley is wrong with, because someone also told her about someone else being in the car with Karen and that they flee the scene. Karen said nobody else was in the car with her. She was in the car by herself. I said, okay, fine. Because no one else was at the scene. They could have fled, but, she's still responsible. It's her car. She drove. So, hey. He asked about Wendy because he also found it was interesting that she thanked people like Candace, Kay, and himself, but she didn't thank Wendy. And she said, well, Wendy and I will have a conversation because Wendy knows why I didn't thank her. She knows exactly why I didn't thank her. And she says that she trusted the friendship was real and that they could have a conversation without cameras or anything and get to a better understanding. But she says Wendy knows exactly why. And I actually believe Karen on this one. I do think Wendy does know why, but at the same time, I would think that in the tragics of event, Wendy was there for you, and Wendy did defend you, and Wendy did show up for you in the season. So even still, if y'all had a rift or whatever it could be, I don't think that was that big where you couldn't have said, well, thank you for having my back when you did. I just think that that's to me where Karen fell short with me is that I can believe her, but at the same time, I still would thank those who were there for me at least when I did cry my sorrows or I did have something. Did you feel that way too, or was it just me?
I felt, here's the thing with Karen and Wendy. You cannot, after you publicly try to humiliate her by thanking everybody but her when she is right there and was actually a friend to her. When, like Karen, we have to remember and go backwards. When Wendy and Karen had that issue, it was Karen being messy. And anytime Karen is messy on this show, she blames it on her dead mama and daddy. She blames it on something happening with her husband or their finances or some big event that's catastrophic in her life for her bad behavior. The bitch has never been accountable. I'm just gonna keep it real. The Grand Dame has been fun and funny for her punchlines, but she's never been accountable. She always runs from that. I feel like Wendy is the type of friend who, how she kind of was with Stacy, separate from the messy flip floppy shit. Holding you accountable is what Wendy will do. I think that's where the rift with Karen happened. Also, Wendy had thought that they had moved past their issues at the reunion and then gets there and deals with a huge dose of shade. So it's like, you cannot say to us, Karen, oh, Wendy knows what's happened when this is what all of you bitches do all the time. It's always something that happened off camera or something nobody can see or confirm, which all the franchises do. But this is why it's problematic. So I don't know. Wendy And Karen's issue, Karen to me is wrong. You cannot expect Wendy
Mm-hmm.
to, reach out to you while you're in jail or be comfortable. She didn't say anything bad about her, so that was fair. But it's like you can't expect shit from Wendy, including a conversation when you publicly shaded her. I'm sick of Karen.
Yeah, and I also agree with Shani's comment. You didn't mention or thank her during the reunion. Why would you expect her to write you or reach out to you when you were locked up? And I agree with this too. I felt like she was full of shit when she said that. I said, okay, so you want her to reach out to you, or you felt that she should have reached out to you out of what general purpose? Respect? Like, I don't get Karen. You
Because
basically,
she's snooty and she has her nose turned up and she's a favorite of production. And I think that her popularity went straight to her head. Not everybody can handle popularity and relevance. And I think Karen's one of those people. But Karen's never really been the best friend to anybody on this show. Let's just call a spade a spade.
I think in the beginning, yes, she was, and then I think that stopped.
No.
I think after Ray's taxes, I feel season one I'll give you. No, she wasn't. Season one, I will give you. No, she was not. She was terrible. But season two, season three, when Ray's taxes, she tried, and I think that that's where it really fucked up. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, season one, I will give you. Karen was a hell of a terrible friend.
I just remember seasons in between that, the history. It was back when Sharice was on the show, past season one. Like there were a couple of reunions where things would come up about how Karen knew the group, how she like it seems like everybody else was more connected prior to
Yeah,
the show than Karen was. And I feel like a piece of that always sticks with her. I've just never seen her act in the most loyal way at all. And she lies more than I think she lied more than Stacy. Shit.
that's what I'm saying. When that moment come when she asked Stacy, "Did you lie? Did you continue to lie this season?" I'm like, Karen, sit that one out. Please sit that one out. Because when we talk about somebody that lie, your nose really do look like Pinocchio's. I'm just saying.
Nobody calls out Karen. That's
Because
the
they're scared.
problem. And it's the same thing with Giselle. Nobody calls them out in moments where it counts. I also think because they're much older than the women on this all black cast, and we know how black people are about our elders. Okay, you could be 2 years older. We got to show you a little bit of respect. I don't know. I just feel like the women on the cast are not going to ever really check them or won't feel comfortable, or if they try to, they're going to run. Karen can go. This was a waste. We could be in reunion part one by now.
I'm just saying, or something. I get why Andy they didn't do it like this, but still, it's crazy. So the last thing I'm gonna talk about, and then we're gonna end this because I don't want to spend too much on Karen. I don't really care for Karen. Is a lot of the fans felt that Karen does not deserve another chance on the show. So Andy asked her, "Do you feel you deserve a second chance?" And Karen said, "I don't think I do. Like, I don't think I do," which is bullshit. Karen, you know you want another chance on this show. You know they're going to give you another chance on this show. You know that they're going to remove one of these ladies and give you your spot back. You already know that's about to happen. So that was a cute answer. It really was. Um, but no, Karen doesn't deserve to come back. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Not at all. And I know people were like, well, what about Teresa Judas? Teresa didn't deserve to come back either. I was one of the few ones that said no, she didn't deserve to come back. I understand why they brought her back, but no, she didn't deserve to come back.
The thing of it is, you cannot compare Teresa Judice to Karen. You cannot compare Teresa Judice to Jen Shaw. You cannot compare Teresa Judice to Shannon on OC. You cannot compare her to Leah on New York. You know why? Teresa went to jail because the bitch was dumb. Okay? Let's just call a spade a spade. She didn't commit a crime. The lady could barely speak English and spell. Her husband, who was not an American citizen, committed a crime. And because the country knew they was going to kick his ass out, I'd arrest her ass too. Then you could get something from the actual citizen. So Teresa's situation was different. She's vile. I can't stand Teresa. And though she is a clear woman, she did not break the law. Her husband did, and she was held accountable. That's why you got to be careful with who you marry, but that's another conversation. But Karen could have killed somebody. She said
Mm-hmm.
it herself. We all said it. And I think that it's important that even with your family members and whoever you know that you're close to, when someone does something that genuinely puts not just themselves in danger, but other people as well, you like they need to be held accountable. In real life, if Karen did what she did, she wouldn't be able to come back to her job. She'd have to find a new job or hope that her job would hire her back. She hasn't had to really feel any pain. She probably was treated like a saint inside because she's well known and famous and from the area that she went to jail in. And then she comes out and she gets to go home basically to the same standard of life that she's had. She got out early. And let's just call a spade a spade. She did not do time in a jail like Santa Rita or some of the jails we done seen on 60 Days In or some shit like that. She did time in a jail that honestly any of us probably could have sat in. So I'm not, Karen ain't learned shit.
Mm.
She don't
So you
deserve to
don't
be back.
no.
No.
Do you think
If she was accountable, I would feel different. Like if she was genuinely accountable and didn't follow up, like she only acknowledged once in this entire special that she suffers from alcoholism. But there's a difference in saying that and admitting that you're an alcoholic. There's a
I was just gonna
reason.
say that's why I
There's
didn't
a
bring that up.
no, it's a legit thing, and I've worked in substance abuse. There's a reason why when you go to AA meetings, when you go to therapy, when you do anything as it relates to substance use disorder and getting better, there's a reason why they want you to admit in your recovery, I am an addict or I am a recovering addict. I am an alcoholic. There's a reason. It's literally mind over matter. You have to acknowledge and admit and accept something in order to overcome it. I think the bitch is still drinking just based on how high her eyebrows was.
Well, it wasn't even so much that. To me, it was so much focus on her saying, I have a narcotics issue versus an alcohol issue when you've admitted just seconds prior to saying that you were day drinking and Ray had to come get you many times from the legal seafood place. So to say you don't have, you know, you're not an alcoholic or you don't have an alcohol problem, you just suffer from alcoholism. It's like, okay, you're trying to take away the fact that you have a problem with drinking, but you don't want that to be the sole focus. You want the other thing because it could be more detrimental to your health or whatever, however you feel. But to me, I feel like, yeah, she doesn't think she has an issue with drinking. I think that that's what my mind is going is that, okay, so you don't have an issue with drinking, yet you were.
She mentioned too, she was like her kids at some point when she was younger felt like she was drinking too much. What I heard is she's been an alcoholic for many years. She's not going to admit it, but it's like if your kids had an issue with this, like obviously you have to do something about it. And something that really upset me because I am a survivor of sexual assault that really pissed me off. Do not use that as the reason or excuse for ending up in a mental situation that would lead you to drink. If you were someone with less access, Karen, we would accept that. But you were married to the Black Bill Gates, as they used to call him. So I'm sure between 19 and now, you could have afforded a therapist or gave a fuck about enough about yourself to do something. And it looked like your kids was telling you, your husband was telling you, and it just looks like she ignored people. So I don't know. Karen can go straight to hell with her BS.
Mhm. So I have to ask you before we end this and wrap this up. Do you think Bravo will bring her back as a friend of, or do you think they're replacing one of the ladies and giving her her flute back?
I don't think anybody will be replaced, but I do think that she'll come back full time as a housewife. They're not going to give her an entire episode special and bring her onto the reunion of a season that she did not participate in if they did not intend to bring her back full time. And it's unfortunate they're going to bring her back full time because Potomac's in a state where they have to be very careful with what they do and how they do it with the cast. And I feel like if she comes back, it's going to kill the show.
Mm.
And the reason I feel that way is just because it's very hard when Teresa came back, Housewives of New Jersey was primarily about her. But for a second, and even still to this day, even though Teresa has crazy ways, she's more mellow than she was prior to going in. There's some
Mm.
type of change that you can see there. With Karen, I don't know why. I just don't feel like this is her bottom.
Okay.
I feel like she'll come back and probably do like Luann on New York and probably just on and off throughout the years, be sober, then go back to being drunk, then get in some trouble. Like, I don't know. I'm bored with
Mm.
Karen, but we'll see.
So you don't think none of the ladies are going to either get demoted or fired? You think they're all coming back?
The only one I don't know is Angel.
Mm.
Because so Angel, the problem with Angel is on her little weird ass press tour, she's doing way too late. She's not just getting at the lady, she's telling secrets before the reunion, which production probably doesn't want. And then in addition to that, she's outing production about shit that they do or didn't do. Like she's announced
Mm.
that they were the ones who found the house. She's announced that they were the ones who suggested and brought up certain stuff about her home. So I feel like production could look at Angel and be like, the bitch talk too much if it don't go her way. But other than that, the only one I see who may not come back is maybe Jazzy.
Nah, Jazzy coming back. Jazzy coming back. She beefing with Stacy. Jazzy coming back. She won't be a friend of again, but she definitely coming back. Honestly, I thought Angel too. I really did. I was like Angel, but then I also thought about it. I don't see them bringing Tia back.
Depending on what comes out about Tia, because Tia was in my head. Depending on what comes out about her husband and how she does at the reunion, that's when I'll form my opinion. But
Oh,
y'all
that's
know how I
right.
feel about our fake Nigerian princess. I think the bitch is boring. And I wish that she would go to speech therapy and learn to put her tongue behind her tooth so that we don't have to hear that lisp. What? You said to give my opinion. That is my opinion.
I get it. Though. I was just I I wasn't ready. That's all. Because now all I can think about is her that confessional with that hair wrap.
She do. And Stacey, I feel, oh, bitch, stop talking. Only
Stacey,
British
Bravo.
lady.
I will say this: fuck Karen. Stacey need a raise. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Stacey needs Karen's
Stay.
salary from next
Yes,
season, in addition to the salary that was wasted on regular Robin and the salary that Candace has let go of. Like, Stacey needs it all.
Stacey needs. If Stacey's not making as much as Giselle, y'all can kiss my entire ass. Because I
I agree
know
with
Giselle
that.
makes. I know Giselle makes the most out of everybody. I'm pretty sure she does. So Stacey needs her check. That's all I'm gonna say. This whole reunion, based on the commercial, everything was about Stacey. So yes, you got it, Stacey. I know for sure you coming back next season unless you quit, which I wouldn't. I would just come back just to get under everybody's skin again because it looked like it's fun. But anyways, y'all, that was it. That was Real Housewives of Potomac. The reunion. Hey, Dr. Jen. The reunion is not going to air until the 15th of February, so we get a week off. Of course, I'll find something to put in its place next week. Until then, but I agree. She does. I know everyone doesn't like Stacey, but whatever. Like, yeah, she lies. Oh well. Like it
She
doesn't.
brings us more without scandal or it getting too dark.
Right.
Protect her,
Exactly.
please.
Yeah, protect her because I don't care what Monique had as the receipts for I don't care if it has anything to do with Chris. I don't care. He's single. Stacey was single. Well, she still is single technically by law, but it doesn't matter. It's so old now. Who cares? But yeah, we're going to go ahead and end this live and then head on over to Berry to Medicine, which it was okay episode. I will see you guys there. Yes, Jim Bunny, Dr. Jim Bunny, catch the replay. Bell Collective is coming back that same weekend as well. I'm excited for it. We'll see if the ladies got it together or not. But let me know what you guys think about Karen's interview. I'm sorry I didn't go over all of the details. I just couldn't sit there and listen to her. I just couldn't. It wasn't in me. I was listening and I just was shaking my head the entire time. So if you guys felt differently, feel free to leave a comment. I will definitely respond to you and thank you for your opinion. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and I'll see you at Married to Medicine. Have a good one, y'all. Bye-bye now.